Welcome back to Traverze Culture YouTube channel. We have a special edition for you guys today. We are here in Maasai land. And we got a treat for you guys. I'm gonna let Bernard tell you where we're at, and he's gonna give you his Maasai name, but tell you where we're at, what we're doing, and I want you all to experience this with us today. So, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe this video. All right.
Hi, hello guys. My name is Bernard Lontasati. Lontasati is a name that means a man of many wives, though I have got only one. Welcome. Now we have a morning session of milking cattle. In our culture, milking is done communally. Now we have our cows are here. So the ladies, you can just have a look. What's happening is like this cow is tied. They tied both legs because it's a bit. It doesn't want to be milked. So you have to tie the ropes around the two legs so that it cannot hit you. It cannot kick you. So basically, that's why they tie them. And the milk is basically sold because now we have plenty of milk. It has rained. You can see the whole place is green. So there's plenty of milk. The ladies sell part of it, and part of it is consumed at home. So it's part of our culture, and normally milking is done very early in the morning. You milk in the morning and you milk in the evening. You can just come along and have a look at the cattle, how it's done. Karibuni sana.
I know you're probably wondering why I'm dressed up this way and what this really means. One of the things that I was really interested in is actually experience a real traditional Maasai culture. So we came here last night. We spent the night in his home with his family out here, and we've experienced the daily life of traditional Maasai life. Very peaceful, very communicative, very intertwined with nature, and this is one of the most surreal experiences I've had thus far here in Kenya. So can you tell me, who are the Maasai people? How long they've been in Kenya? Are they indigenous to this region?
I can say proudly that the Maasai people are indigenous community of Kenya. In fact, maybe half or 3/4 of this country, the names are Masai. Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya, is a Maasai name that means place of cold water. Nairobi, it's a Maasai name. So the Maasai people are indigenous community of East Africa. They are spread across Kenya and Tanzania. In Tanzania, there are about 7 million Maasai.
Wow.
They are the majority. In Kenya, we are around 1.3 million people. So we are indigenous community. In fact, I'm not a historian, but I can say the Maasai are the founders of Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because even if you travel to other parts of Kenya, you'll always find a Maasai name.
So I always joked, when I first came to Kenya, we saw the Maasai, and the government of Kenya has tried to preserve your culture through the Constitution. Am I correct?
That's correct.
So I always call you guys the last samurais of East Africa. Wow. Because here in East Africa, a Maasai can go into corporate Kenya dressed this way with a suitcase, and no one can bother them. They must abide by the Constitution by preserving the culture of the Maasai people. So can you explain what we have on today?
Well, what we're wearing, this is our trademark dressing code. It's our way of life. It's enshrined in the Constitution. It's the way we live. Carrying a stick, I can be allowed to enter anywhere in Kenya with my stick. This is not for fighting. It's just a way of. It's part of our dressing code. So, like ladies, when you put on this, it's especially when there is a wedding ceremony, traditional wedding ceremony. So you put on something that glitters. It shows there's something. It's a special day. So basically, it's ladies. Men cannot put the long robe with these ones. It's for women.
Right.
We dress like this. I have my knife. It's not for maybe fighting or maybe stabbing someone. But once you find meat, when we slaughter, you don't need to ask anybody, can I use your... You just grab yours and start eating. So it's our way of life, it's our culture. We love it. We owe our living as a community. We owe our living to the hills, the valleys, the glades, the nature, the soil.
Absolutely.
We are proud of it. And we owe our living, we believe we owe our living to the trees, the birds, everything. It's our culture.
So as you all can see, you can kind of see Western culture has penetrated the Maasai culture as well, as we have on tennis shoes and cell phones, but they have been able to still cultivate the core of the culture.
Correct.
Which makes so much sense because the world is always evolving, right?
Yeah,
and so you're always going to see little bits of different cultures penetrate ancient cultures like the Maasai culture, which makes it beautiful. So check me out with my shoes with our but we're still in the nature. We're still commemorating the nature, the culture, the community, which again I want you all to follow the journey because we are here for a traditional Maasai wedding. Listen, I've never seen a traditional Maasai wedding, so I'm super excited and I want you all to watch the entire video to experience this once in a lifetime experience right here in Maasailand. Yes.
Welcome, guys.
I found it quite interesting how the Maasai culture structure its hierarchy. And we were asking you questions last night, like just even with your family. So your mom had 7 children.
Yes.
And 5 are boys. Right?
5 are boys.
And 2 are girls.
Correct.
But the 2 girls are the eldest.
They are the eldest.
One is a chief.
Yes.
And then you have the eldest one.
Yeah, married.
And
she's married.
She's married.
Yeah.
So can you tell me how that's set up? Like if something was to happen with the family, who dictates what happens?
Basically, it's the eldest daughter or man in the family. In our case now, the eldest is the lady. Now she's the one who will take decisive action. Like if there is a misunderstanding between us who are at home with the mom, her being married, she will always be called back to come and try bring peace or sanity within the homestead. So she takes decisive action. Anything that we want to do, we have to consult her.
You have to.
We have to. There is no shortcut. Nothing can be done without her giving a go-ahead. If it's something that is good, you have to consult her. If it's something bad, she has to be there. It doesn't matter whether she's a woman or what. As long as she's the eldest, she has to be consulted.
Another thing I want to address is the mutilization. This is not happening at this point in the Maasai culture.
Well, it was there before, but it has come to the attention of the community that is destructive. It's wrong to lie about it.
Right. So it's still there, Kidogo,
but hidden. Because like my sister, the chief, if she finds anybody has done that, she'll take decisive action. She will
Wow.
arrest you there, plus the man, so it has really, like this area, Sambukike, it has
It doesn't
complete,
happen.
it's no longer there. But some people are doing it in secret.
Thank you for
Yeah.
addressing that. There are 44 tribes, which the Asian community became the 44th tribe a few years back, but 43 indigenous tribes to this area, or tribes that migrated to this area and lived amongst each other for hundreds, thousands of years without having any civil war within the communities. And the Maasai is one of them that were able to commemorate and cultivate their culture, even as we see the revolution of westernized culture coming into East Africa and so on and so forth. So I wanted to add that, if you didn't know, a little fun fact about the Republic of Kenya and its people. I wanted to ask, so there's another myth, or maybe this is true. What is the Maasai diet? Because I've seen the drinking of the blood, and I've seen videos where Maasai's literally stood in front of a lion and they move out of the way, and like, what is the traditional diet of a Maasai?
Okay, basically the diet of the Maasai community: milk, meat, and blood.
Very simple, but it seems to keep people healthy, and I find that quite interesting. But hey, learning other cultures that's the beauty of it, right? Immersing into other people's culture and understanding, what that looked like, and so on and so forth. So, in terms of religion, that's another thing. So, Christianity has penetrated the Maasai culture.
If there are people who have really been, who have embraced Christianity, it's the Maasai.
That
And
is
it
interesting.
has erased some of our beliefs.
Right. That's the part that I'm kind of
That is where we face a bit
some
of
challenges,
is a
right?
challenge.
So, when you say challenges, are we seeing Christianity in the African or the Maasai spiritual system
Yes,
kind of bump heads?
correct.
Once I started traveling throughout the world, and then I started coming to the continent, I realized the history. There's a famous saying that the first president of the Republic of Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta, said. He said, when the missionaries came to Africa, the missionaries had the Bible, and the African had the land. And then the missionaries taught the African how to pray with his eyes closed. And when the African opened his eyes,
The land is gone.
the African had the Bible and the missionaries had the land. So that's just quite interesting. And I see that it makes sense that there's a conflict between the two, because the Maasai spiritual system predates Christianity. No knock to those who practice Christianity. I just find it quite interesting that even colonialism has penetrated such a ancient culture here in East Africa, and we have to, be honest about it. And my journey in Christianity came full circle, where I can respect the religion, I can respect the culture. However, I subscribe to more spirituality, where I understand that the Most High is real, but I also can pull from the Masai culture. I can pull from Islam. I can pull from Buddhism. I can pull from Hinduism, which all come from African spiritual system. At least that's how I feel, and I've never shared this on YouTube. But that's my views. So with that being said, in terms of the conflict, is there ways that you can still practice the Maasai spiritual system without it being a conflict?
Yes, there are several of them. It's only that it's good that we see that Christianity has really penetrated. But there are still many ways. You find people have really gone to church, you find Catholics, you find Anglican, and Pentecostal, and all that. Well, I don't know why, because Islam, they don't split into so many of them.
Correct.
I'm a Christian. I believe there is God. There is one
Yes.
single God, and there is Jesus. But the culture still, the community still practice. There are so many ways we practice and we do our culture. However much that Christianity has penetrated and erased some of our beliefs. So there are several ways.
I like that you noticed that it did erase some of the culture, but yet you can still practice Christianity and the African spiritual system. So I wanted to ask her, she had 7 babies.
Yes.
And she worked very hard to make sure that they were all educated.
Yes.
I want to ask, how old was she when she had her first baby?
Yes.
And like from having the first baby to the second baby, third baby,
Yes.
why was it important for her children of the Maasai culture be educated?
Now, you asked about how she managed to educate 7
Yes.
children. She's saying that since she got married, she has always had, she loves cattle.
Okay.
She has always had cows, so she will sell her cattle, her goats, and made sure that her children gets education and the best education. I told you that there are 2 guys who are not with us.
Right.
One works in the airport and the other one is a civilian administrator in the army. Yes. So she will sell her cattle and her goats.
Cattle.
However much difficult times, she believed that a change with education is the best.
I always ask mothers this. Do she still see you as her babies?
Very well. Very well. She will cook food and call them, even
all of the
eldest, and she wants them to eat with her.
Oh, that's so great.
Yes.
And how many grandchildren do she have?
There are many. She can't count.
Many.
Yeah. In our tradition, greeting is part of the culture.
Right.
So you don't just go and say hi. You have it's
Yes.
yeah. Maybe you begin. So they will get a gourd of milk. So that blessings has to be done with milk and some green grass. And the grass you'll see. So they are trying to organize because the lady has to go with the milk. The blessings will be done through milk, and she'll go under the blankets. So you'll see. You'll try to capture the essence of what's going on. That's why they're getting out to get the blankets. Yeah.
So what we just saw was the blessing of the bride with the 2 families blessing the bride before the wedding. Unfortunately, we can't make it to the wedding because it's really far from here. We were invited by our good brother Bernard here again to Maasai land, and I am so grateful for you allowing us, Traverze Culture, to be here today. And so listen, if you guys want to see more videos like this, click the link below. Also, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you all are going to see some of this cultural immersion at the Journey Back to Eden in December 2025 to 2026. I want to see you guys there.
Wonderful.
Peace.